What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about the best squad right now that you guys can build in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, again, this is all kind of subjective, but this squad that I'm going to be going over talking about realistically would cost you about 10,000 USD. Now, 10, 20,000, probably somewhere in there. Is that absolutely ridiculous? Yes. Okay, it is what it is, though. At the end of the day, like, I can't change things. It's what it is. It's the game we have. It's the game we play. 20,000's gas in it. I bet for $10,000, you could build this squad. Now, again, absolutely ridiculously expensive, but it's the game we have. It's the game we play. Now, as we do dive into position by position, if you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. Start off at the point guard position, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Here's the thing with Shai, guys. He's a point guard that is 6'6", has max defense, has a great release, Pro 2 leaner, Shai cross, Garland dribble style, Francis size up, Kemba escape. What are the negatives of Shai? You can't come up with any. Shai is absolutely ridiculously good on this game. And if you've got Shai, in my opinion right now, you've got one of the top 2 point guards in the game. I think there's another guy you could obviously argue is better than Shai. But as it stands right now, like, I think I would start Shai. And again, my opinion changes day by day, but I think I would start Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Moving on to the shooting guard position, invincible Dr. J. I mean, as far as complete shooting guards go, good luck finding much better than Dr. J. There is a guy you could argue is better, but only one. John Wall, Rudy Upper, I'm very quick. Pro 2 leaner. Again, the best dribble sigs in the game. Tell me how Dr. J is not elite on this game. Like, you can't. Dr. J is so good, so elite on this game. One of the best cards in the game. Obviously, again, Dr. J's price is absolutely ridiculous. But if you get Dr. J, trust me, you are going to love the card. Again, you're not going to love spending the money for him. But Dr. J is an absolute beast. 6'7", again, good release, good player model, good player build. Even like the Pink Diamond or the Dark Matter Dr. J, they're still good because of his player build, because of his height, because of his release, versatility. Dr. J is still absolutely elite, and even if you are not running the invincible Dr. J. At the small forward position, invincible Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so far, you're spending a ton of MT on this squad. But again, if you want the best squad in the game, that's what I'm here to build. Giannis is so good on this game. And I think the Giannis release has to be one of my favorite. Jarrett Culver, KCP, I'm very quick with the Pro 2 leaner. Again, dribble sigs for Giannis, absolutely immaculate. Again, he's 6'11", so like movement-wise for Giannis, probably not going to be like the best in the game, but he should be at least solid enough. And again, hot spots from everywhere. When I used Giannis, I did say he is the best card I used, all year long. Is that kind of my same opinion? I think it is. Like, I think Giannis is that level of good in this game. And I know some people don't love gassing Giannis that much. I do. Like, I think Giannis is that good, and I have no issues gassing the card. I think he is so good, so elite on this game as it stands right now. And I think, again, if you get your hands on Giannis, you've got your hands on the best small forward in the game. And so far, you look at this squad. I mean, again, I'm not going to tell you how much MT until the end of it because, again, I don't really know. But you're looking at just a crazy squad. Starting power forward position, I'm going with Shaq. Watch my power forward top 10s if you haven't, or top 10 if you haven't yet. I think Shaq is so good, is so elite on this game. My thing, though, is, like, is Shaq really that best power forward in the game? I think it's, I think it's a debate to be had. I think you can argue other people. But for me, with Shaq's player model, player build, I think he takes the cake right now as being your best and most complete power forward in the game. I do. Again, a lot of people are going to argue maybe, some other cards, and my backup power forward is going to be elite. But I still think when it comes down to it, with Shaq's 7'1" build, with his wide player model, a good release, give me Shaq over anybody else at that power forward position. At the center position, we are plugging in 100 overall Yao Ming. Now, again, I'll talk about MT-wise now. Yao, 100 overall, 7'6", good release. I mean, literally one of the best cards in the game. Now, with this squad, you're looking at upwards of 20 million MT, I believe. Again, I haven't really looked at the game too much today, but on Friday, you would have been looking at upwards of 20 million MT, which is just absurd. Like, I mean, it is absurd to build the best team in the game right now, MT-wise. It just, again, I can't even say it, it doesn't make sense because the difference between these cards and some of, the budget guys are absolutely massive. But it's just crazy. It blows my mind how truly expensive, the best squad in the game is. But you go 6'6", 6'7", 6'11", 7'1", and 7'6", and you've got guys that can create their own shot. You got guys that are going to play great defense. This squad that, you know, you're seeing right now is so good and so elite on this game. Moving to the bench unit, we're gonna plug in Michael Jordan at the backup point guard position. 6'6", good frame, good movement, good release. There's just no flaws in Michael Jordan at all. You know, I do think as time goes on, I like Shai just a little bit more because I like the Pro 2 leaner more than the MJ leaner, probably in my opinion. But again, both of those cards are so elite. And I think if those are your 2 point guards, you've got the best 2 point guards in the game. People still gas Magic Johnson. And honestly, at this stage, I don't know why. I think Magic's pretty dirt, but some people gas Magic. Some people gas these other cards. I think Shai and MJ are your best 2 point guards right now in the game. Moving to the 2, I'm plugging in the invincible Kevin Durant, 6'10", good release, has that Julian Strawther base, you know, good fade. KD is elite, guys. And I think, to me, the best part about him is he is 6'10" at the 2. There's no real negatives that I can come up with Kevin Durant. 6'10" at the 2, I mean, are you kidding me? Sign me up for that every single day of the week. 6'10" at the 2, gonna play lanes, gonna knock down shots. Just so tough to defend against what that Kevin Durant card truly is going to do for you guys on the floor. And when I am looking at things, I really do like what KD does provide. The problem with KD is you'd have to spend about, what, $700 within the 1 week that he was available to obtain him. And so, like, that's the ridiculous part about this game is it's just so expensive to have the best squad in the game. It's ridiculous. Moving on to the backup 3, a card that is actually auctionable for not that expensive, the Dark Matter Michael Beasley. Shot creation of the utmost importance. Michael Beasley has the Cam Thomas on very quick, has Pro 2 leaner. I mean, Beasley is so good, so complete in the game. The problem is, like, him compared to Giannis, he can't guard Giannis. Like, that's the problem with Beasley. I love him offensively. It's just like defensively, he's fine. He's just not going to be elite. Definitely do like Bees to, you know, provide a spark. Defensively, he's fine. It's just tough if he is, you know, not quite as tall as whoever he's trying to defend against. But again, he is objectively okay on the floor. Michael Beasley in my backup 3. Heading to the backup power forward position, Wilt Chamberlain. And this is the thing, like, you could, if you wanted to, make the case that Wilt Chamberlain is better than Shaq. I'm not going to argue it, especially because of the fact that Wilt Chamberlain does come with that Pro 2 leaner. I think Shaq is a wider player model, player build. That's why I give him the slight edge, but I do think it's close, and honestly, I do think it's up for debate. I do really like Wilt. Again, the problem with Wilt is it's kind of similar to KD. Like, you'd have to spend so much money within the course of a week to obtain the cards. And it's just, honestly, I'll say it, sickening. Like, it is absolutely sickening to me knowing how much people have to spend to get the best team in the game. Again, a lot of these cards are unsellable, and the only ways you can get them is via the exchange. Kristaps Porzingis is going to be my bench center. I went back and forth. Do I want to plug in Kristaps, or do I want to plug in Zach Edey, who is our next option? The thing for me is, like, I like guys that can create their own shot. I like guys that defensively can switch all. Like, if you're looking at my bench unit, most of those guys can switch on. I don't know if I'd want MJ, you know, switching on to, like, you know, the biggest guys in the game. But KD, Bees, all those guys can. And guess what? On the flip side of things, Wilt and KP are going to defend way better on the perimeter than a guy like Zach Edey. So it does go both ways. I do think when it comes down to it, I would take Kristaps Porzingis playing over Zach Edey. Although I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. A lot of people are going to be like, Ty, are you serious? Zach Edey is going to be way better defensively than Kristaps Porzingis. So it does go both ways. I do know that. I do get that. For me, though, I am taking Kristaps over Zach Edey right now. At my 11th spot, I am plugging in Penny Hardaway. 6'7", great defense, max, you know, stats, max badges. Like, it doesn't get much better than Penny. He is taller than Michael Jordan and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I just think MJ and Shai give you that slightly more offense. And so that's the one thing for me is, again, I do think you know, can argue it if you do want to argue Penny over those guys, especially because he is taller. I'm just saying for me, if I, you know, had to debate it right now, I am going to ultimately take MJ and Shai just slightly over him still to this day. I do like Penny, though. I don't necessarily know about his release. I haven't played against Penny a ton. I feel like all the competitive guys are running Shai and MJ. And so that's just another side of it is if the competitive guys are running Shai and MJ, you gotta, you know, trust that, you know, their process of thinking and put them over him. But I do like Penny Hardaway's potential. Do think he's going to be cheaper than a guy like Michael Jordan as well. Plugging in my last spot, it was between two guys. It was between Tracy McGrady and Giannis Antetokounmpo. I didn't end up going with Tracy McGrady. Here's my thing on T-Mac. And I know he's not as good as KD or Dr. J, but I think as like an easy-to-use type player, he's kind of underrated. Like, he is so easy to use. His release is such a, you know, chicken. I just think, you know, people don't hype up Tracy McGrady as much as they should. And I know KD is better. I get that. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying for a guy that's easy to use, it's not going to be as expensive as a guy like KD was or Dr. J is. I really do like Tracy McGrady. And so I'm going to hype the card up. If I'm the only one to hype him up, that's fine. I will stand by it. I think T-Mac is absolutely elite on this game. And again, if you are looking for a shooting guard, I think T-Mac is definitely a card that can help you guys out. The saddening part is, I mean, again, you can't really get KD or Wilt anymore. But like, this squad is $10,000 USD. Like, it is sickening how expensive it is right now to get the best cards in the game. So just kind of want you guys to know and understand that, you know, it's not a cheap time to have the best team in the game. It's not. Obviously, there are plenty of budget options that can go out there and at least try to compete with these guys. But it is crazy to build that best squad in the game right now. That is going to wrap it up for our video. Drop a like on it. Subscribe if you are new. And as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.